Well, every journey begins with a single step, they say. So let's begin our journey to World Bowl 2000 to see if the Claymores can sink the Admirals. Our commentators today are Kevin Green, but first, Nick Halling.
So Rob Hart, the Englishman, will get us underway. You can feel a little bit of a crackle of anticipation around Murrayfield at the moment, the start of a new season. The deep men for Amsterdam are both dangerous. Tony Gator, number one, who's the speed man on the right, and Bashir Livingston on the left. Both of these guys capable of big returns. And for the Scottish Claymores and the Amsterdam Admirals, the 2000 season is underway, and it's the dangerous Livingston that will field a shallow kick at his own 10. And he finds a hole, and he's got Rob Hart to beat down the sideline, and Hart manages to push him out of bounds, but we said he was dangerous. He proved it on the very first play. So great field position for Jim Kubiak and the Amsterdam Admirals offense. Kubiak allocated here from the New York Jets. He's working behind that offensive line, which is anchored by the veteran Earl Scott at center. And the backs and receivers, Shelley and Stevens, the wideouts, Leatherwood and Jerry Ross, a two tight end formation. Mark Kakmarinski, a big bulldozer of a running back in the backfield. They're in Scotland territory at the 48-yard line, 38 yards on the return. And they give to Kakmarinski on first down, who runs into a whole bunch of trouble. He won't gain much. The Hounds of Scotland making the stop there. This is a group that's made a lot of noise. Ward, Dingle from the Panthers, Scarlett from the Patriots, and Michael Mason, the linebacking crew. Phil Glover from the Titans, Matt Finkis, who was here a year ago, and Ryan Taylor from the Browns. The secondary's good. Corey Blackwell, McElmurray Ray, and Dwan Hawthorne from the Dallas Cowboys. Second down and long. And Kubiak, Kakmarinski trips over. He's tackled as well by one of those big dogs you were talking about, Kevin, Antonio Dingle.
I tell you what, I believe the Admirals going to have a hard time running inside with big Antonio Dingle and Nolan Scarlett stuffing it up the middle. These guys are fired up. They got this Hounds of Scotland thing working for them, and they're just feeding off each other already. They got the backs backed up against the wall, and they're playing hard already.
2 carries up the middle, less than a yard gain. So it's third and long for Amsterdam. Play action. Kubiak steps up, fires, has a man over the middle. Jason Shelley will pick up first down yardage. Matt Finkis was on the stop, but 14 yards from Jim Kubiak to Jason Shelley, first down Amsterdam.
I believe that's some good poise in the pocket by Jim Kubiak. He felt a little pressure coming around the outside. He stepped up, made a real nice throw for the first down. Good poise.
Got him, Mark.
No doubt Jim Kubiak relieved to get that first completion under his belt. This is a guy who started 3 games for Amsterdam last season. 2 of them were against Scotland, and they won them both. So this guy really is Scotland's nemesis. First down from the 34. Kubiak with time has a man once again. Frank Leatherwood, one of 2 tight ends, makes the stop. He's tackled by Finkis and Chris Bain, but a pickup of 8 will bring up second down and short.
Hey, let's sugar it up a little bit so you can
I think you'll see some good protection up front by the offensive line from the Admirals, giving them plenty of time to set up, have confidence in the pocket, and throw the ball. Good job by the offensive line. The Hounds have got to step it up a little bit.
Well, certainly no pressure at all on Kubiak there. Second and short. Play action again. They faked.
Watch your hands, watch the line.
And now they throw, and they've got a wide open Frank Leatherwood once again, who's inside the 10 to the 5.
Chris Ward, number 99, unfortunately bit on that play action, and he just got caught down deep in the line of scrimmage, and he got caught on the bootleg, and we'll try to show it to you right here. Chris Ward, let's watch this young man right there. He just gets caught on a good play action fake right there, loses containment, and opens the door for Jim Kubiak to come around the corner and complete the pass.
Well, Al Luganbill said he wanted to throw the ball more than he has in previous years. 3 throws, 3 big completions for Amsterdam. Now they have a slot receiver in. They'll try on the ground again. Not much doing there. Phil Glover just stuffed Mark Kakmarinski.
Absolutely, and that's what they needed. This is what they need. This is exactly what they need. Phil Glover coming off the corner. Right here, you'll see him right there, and makes a good open field tackle. I've seen a lot of people in the NFL miss that kind of tackle. That's good that he wrapped up and brought him down.
Phil Glover, whose last game was Super Bowl 34, although he was inactive for that game for Tennessee. They lose a yard. Second down and goal. Kubiak.
Watch those hands.
Forced to move. He's got a man. It's Frank Leatherwood once again. They won't get much there. Marcus Ray read that one. And that's going to bring up third and goal from the 5 after the 1 yard gain.
His initial read was going to go to a quick slant to L.C. Stevens. L.C. on the corner slipped. And so he had to pull the ball down, go to his secondary receiver. Not bad poise in the pocket when he saw his #1 receiver go down.
Frank Leatherwood has made 3 catches, the tight end who's allocated here from the Miami Dolphins. Now this is a big play for both these teams. Third and goal from the 5. 4 wide receivers in for Amsterdam. Quick drop, incomplete, broken up by Dwan Hawthorne. They were looking in the direction of their big wide receiver, L.C. Stevens, and Hawthorne, who Jim Kreiner said could be the best cornerback to play in this league, broke it up.
Way over on the side, you'll see him way on the corner. There it is right there. It's basically the same play that they ran before that number 18, L.C. Stevens, slipped on. They came back, repeated the play, and just basically dropped the ball.
So, the veteran former soccer player, Silvio Diliberto, who had a horrible year last year, will attempt a 23-yard field goal. And it's good, and the Amsterdam Admirals are on the board first, moving very impressively down the field, but then being held by the Claymores defense. They're 3 points to the good. Welcome back to Edinburgh, and I'll tell you what, Kevin, these Hounds of Scotland may have some teeth.
Not bad. They were backed up initially because that big return on the kickoff. They started about their 48-yard line. There's Antonio Dingle sitting on the sideline sucking some O2. But not bad. They stiffened up in the red zone and held the Admirals to 3. So that wasn't a bad start for the Hounds.
Jose Cortez will kick off. Gibson and Blackwell are the return men, and it's Blackwell that will field on a slippery field at the 5-yard line. Now, what can he do? He's looking for holes, and he's found a hole as well. And gets over the 30-yard line and is down at the 33, the former New York Giant who played here 2 years ago. So the offense for the Claymores, anchored by Kevin Daft, who was the 3rd-string quarterback for the Tennessee Titans last year. He's working behind an offensive line where they have concerns at left tackle. Jason Tenner, a defensive guy converted to offense, has never played the position. The backs and receivers for the Claymore featuring the veteran Scott Cooper and Damon Gibson out wide. Willie Tate, the H-back, Ricky Brady at tight end, and in the backfield, Aaron Stecker, a guy that Jim Kreiner really likes. Willie Tate is the motion man, the H-back, and Daft drops, has time, and he's picked off on his first play. Antonio Banks, the Minnesota Viking, just stepped up, read it, and took it. A disastrous start for Daft.
Well, Antonio Banks, he requested specifically to come on over here to work on his skills, and he made a big play right off the bat. Here's Antonio right there. He has a good read. He's working on his skills. He's being patient. Steps in front of the receiver. Makes a great pick. This is what he wanted to do, make plays in the game.
Well, he certainly made a play there. The guy who was backing up Robert Griffith in Minnesota worked his way into the starting lineup, and he's put Jim Kreiner's team in a big hole here.
Oof, the Hounds have really got to start barking now.
The ball spotted at the 35-yard line. Jim Kubiak's got the ball once again. They go to the end around, and it's Tony Gaynor, who's got real speed, just slips over on that slippery field. Otherwise, he could still be running. Dwan Hawthorne was there to stop him. They'll give him 5 yards, 2nd down and 5.
#1, Tony Gaither, he's their speed demon on the Admirals. They're going to get him up the seam on fly routes down the sideline, do some reverses like that, try to get him in the open field so he can just run away from folks.
2nd down. Ralph Dawkins has checked into the backfield. The veteran Admiral, back for his 4th season here. Play action again, the pressure comes.
Nice play.
And flattened by Phil Glover from Tennessee.
Outstanding play by the weak outside linebacker, Phil Glover. He did not get caught up on the play action bootleg pass. He read it very, very nice. Here he is right here on the corner. He comes up. He does not get caught on that play action and nails it. Very good play by the outside backer position. Yeah, snot bubble.
Oh, you like that one, Kevin.
Yeah.
That was a Kevin Green play right there. Phil Glover.
Good play.
First-year man with Tennessee, loss of 12 on the play. Kubiak feels the pressure again. He's got it up to Dawkins, and Dawkins is sidestepping, working blockers, picks up first down yardage, gets tackled by Marcus Ray inside the 20 to the 17.
Good movement by the offensive line. Good ability by number 22, Ralph Dawkins. Good setup. There's Ralph Dawkins right there. Quarterback fades back, kind of, you know, tempts the defensive line in there. Dogs don't read it all that well. Good blocking.
Left slot, rifle bank. Left slot, rifle bank.
Michael Lies, the left guard, was hurt on that play, and he is checked out of the lineup.
Yep.
But Dawkins, who is so elusive and so slippery, a guy that really tore up this league in 1995 before then tearing up a knee. He's never been the same since, but showed some good moves there. Dawkins again gets the carry, doesn't get far. Jabbar Threets and Rashid Simmons were there to wrap him up. They'll give him 3, make it 2nd down and 7.
Too tight, too tight.
You know, talking about
tight.
Ralph Dawkins, you know, you mentioned he hurt his knee back in '95, blew his anterior cruciate. You know, he's not allocated over here by any team. I mean, he's just over here playing for the sheer love of the game. He loves to be here. He wants to carry the ball. He just wants to get down and dirty and get physical and play football.
And he's been doing it very effectively in Amsterdam, where he's a real hero. Jim Kubiak, who joined the team late last year, back again for a 2nd tour of duty. The former Navy player, Jason Shelley, is the motion man. They've got the dangerous L.C. Stevens to the right, and it's batted down. Big Chris Ward put up, the hound put up one of his paws and swatted it away.
Not bad. As a matter of fact, that was a little slow box by the tight end, Jerry Ross. You'll see him right here. Little slow box right there, and good reaction by Chris Ward to get upfield and bat the ball down. That's a big play. Now, the Hounds have really got to be honed up here. It's 3rd and 7. They need to make another big play. Their backs are backed up. We've got to have a big play from somebody right here.
3 receivers lined up to the right. Now, Gator moves over to the left. They've got 4 wideouts out on 3rd and long. Kubiak looks for L.C. Stevens, and Stevens gets away from one man. Blaine McElmurray eventually on the tackle, but the 2nd effort from the big guy, L.C. Stevens, brings up a 1st down. L.C. Stevens is a guy we met yesterday. We thought he was a defensive end. He's huge.
I tell you what, he's 6'5", freaking high to a skyscraper. I mean, he looked like a defensive end. He looked like he weighed about 235, 240. And I'm like, man, you're a wide receiver? But he just broke a tackle, okay? His main guy, his hero is Jerry Rice. He broke that tackle and made yards after the catch, and everybody knows Jerry Rice is known for that.
Made a career out of YAC as Jerry Rice. 1st and goal at the 4-yard line. Dawkins in the backfield. He gets the pitch back. Dawkins is met and nailed. A 2nd effort will get him tough inside yardage. And it'll bring up 2nd down and goal. They've marked it at the 3.
I think it's kind of interesting. They moved Earl Scott, number 65. It looked like they moved him out to like right defense, right tight end. And they had just big people in there. And they just big people.
Well, Michael Lyons, the starting left guard, is still out for Amsterdam. Pacing up and down the sidelines now. 2nd down and goal. The pitch back again to Dawkins, who high hurdles and high steps. Doesn't get past Ryan Taylor, number 56. And he's stopped at the 2-yard line. That's going to bring up 3rd down and goal.
Right. They did move Earl Scott, 65, in the right tight end position. They had him coming off on 54, Phil Glover. You'll see it right here on the corner. Not a bad block, but the Hounds filled up the gap.
On 3rd down, Dawkins again. He's hit. He bounces away from one guy. He's still spinning, and he's short. A great 2nd effort, but Rashid Simmons made sure Dawkins didn't get into the end zone, but that just showed how elusive this guy can be. He looked like he was stuffed stone cold.
I tell you what, he did a lot of shaking and baking in the hole, made the first guy miss. But the one good thing about that defense, the Hounds, they stiffened up again, and they kept him out of the end zone. Not bad play by the Hounds. Now, a couple times these guys have been, you know, they had the backs against the wall.
Well, Diliberto nailed a 23-yarder earlier. This to double Amsterdam's lead. The kick is on its way. And no problems at all for Diliberto, who had all kinds of problems last year.
Well, that was all the scoring for the first quarter. Let's rejoin the action in the second with Scotland's first possession.
First down for the Claymores, who made a shaky start here. Daft will hand off to Aaron Stecker, who holds the ball out and then has a little bit of trouble, but gets an extra turn of pace. Bashir Livingston, eventually the man to push him out of bounds, but I tell you what, Aaron Stecker was just holding that ball out and was inviting the strip.
Well, if the Claymores are going to be competitive today, I believe they got to take the pressure off of Kevin Daft, and they've got to give the ball more to that young man, number 27, Aaron Stecker. He's got to make things happen, and they have designed some things for him specifically to make things happen. So he's really carrying a lot of burden on his shoulders.
But he is a firecracker. Jim Kreiner really loves this guy. He saw him when he was in camp with Chicago last year. He was released by the Bears, been sent here by Tampa Bay. The screen to Stecker, and Stecker's got room in front of him. And is dragged down by Greg Williams and pushed out of bounds at the 30-yard line. He blew past Masafumi Kawaguchi like he wasn't there.
That was some open
we have a flag.
field acceleration that you see in the NFL. That's why this league, the NFL Europe League.
And the flag goes against Amsterdam, a face mask.
It's going to be tacked on at the end of the play. As I was saying, that's why this league.
5-yard face mask foul, number 36 on the defense.
That is Greg Williams, who was struggling to keep up with Stecker's pace.
And Eric Stecker, as I was saying, had that tremendous acceleration once he caught that ball, and he was 15 yards up the field before you can blink. And that's the kind of stuff that happens in the NFL all the time.
Scott Cooper, wide left. Celicio Sanford, wide right. Willie Tate is the H-back who now goes into motion. Stecker in the backfield, play action. Daft has a wide open Willie Tate. Greg Williams steps up and cuts him down. Otherwise, that was another big play. Instead, it's 4 yards. Williams saw that one coming.
That's that little counter action. Everybody's keying on Aaron Stecker, number 27. He goes to the right. Little bootleg pass. Watch him go this way. Little bootleg pass. The tight end goes on the other side. Actually, the H-man. Not a bad counter play.
Officially 3 yards. Make it second down and at 7.
Purple 24! Purple 24! Offside, offside!
Watch those hands!
Flag
They got him.
comes in, and it's incomplete. They were looking for Scott Cooper.
Ben Snell jumped on that one.
Wristband number 7. Kevin.
So a 5-yard loss. And they send in the 4 wide receiver package with Ben Snell alone in the backfield.
Watch those hands!
Daft has a man wide open. Sanford spins away for extra yardage. He was working Eric Edwards, the nickelback. First down, Scotland.
Sits down real nicely in the seam, splits the zones. Not bad.
Celicio Sanford,
Yes,
who's
sir.
come here from the Chicago Bears. They say he's got good speed, but talking to Vince Alcalde, the offensive coordinator, he says he's got to work on getting open. Well, he certainly got open there.
I think he read the defense very well. I think he just came up the seam, he went vertical, saw that it was splitting in between the zone defense, and he sat down.
The Claymores at the 13-yard line. Gibson is the motion man. Daft with the deep drop, has a lot of time, has a wide open Aaron Stecker. And Stecker just dives past tacklers and goes in for a touchdown. Oh, what moves from Aaron Stecker. He just juked Sean Stuckey out of his jock. Well, Jim Kreiner said to us, I'm really excited about this guy. Now we know why.
Unfortunately, you're right. Number 55, Sean Stuckey has his jock on the ground about the 6-yard line. But that's what the Claymores has got to do. They got to get the ball in Aaron Stecker's hands. When he touches the ball, things need to happen. They ought to happen.
Well, they certainly did there on the barefoot kicker, the Englishman who kicked at Murray State in Kentucky, who has 51 straight PATs dating back to 1998.
Okay, we're done.
And you can make it 52, and you can make it a 7-6 Scotland lead, courtesy of the man from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Aaron Stecker.
The Admirals had to punt on their next possession, so let's pick up the action on the Claymores' following drive.
Tremaine Allen, the H-back, is the motion man. Play action.
Out and up.
With a lot of time. And he's looking in the direction of Dion Mitchell, and he overthrows his man. Mitchell had drawn the coverage of Ray Jackson, and it's incomplete, and it'll be 2nd down and 10.
And they were looking for Tremaine Allen. He came in motion. Tremaine Allen came in motion, ran like a little 4-yard out, and then turned it up the sideline.
Let's sugar huddle, you know,
good
so
coverage
gets a call, you know.
By, I believe it was number 29, Eric Edwards was all over him when he ran that little out and up. They were looking for him, and they took the play away.
Mitchell is wide to the left. Gibson wide right. Sanford is in the slot. On 2nd down, they're in Amsterdam territory. Aaron Stecker does a bit more of the high hurdling and will pick up another 6 yards before he's stopped. O.J. Childress, the linebacker from the Giants, with the stop. But this is a guy, they said to us, they warned us, they said he's gonna make things happen.
Empty backfield.
Yeah, Stecker lines up wide to the right, and now Gibson goes in motion. All the stuff being shown here by the Claymores, and they go to find Gibson, and a nice tackle from Bashir Livingston brings him up short of 1st down yardage.
Did you get it?
They covered that wide stick
Didn't get it.
really well.
Hey, my fault. I snapped it late. You were so damn quick in your month.
Let's look at this guy right here. He's the guy running the wide stick. I believe they're all over it, and he goes to a secondary receiver.
Hey,
Come on, go Ferraro, let's go, baby!
They're going for it.
Well, they're going for it on 4th and a long yard.
Let's go, baby!
And in this field position,
Not
probably
bad.
not a bad call.
Not a bad decision.
Because you're probably going to punt it into the end zone, and a field goal is probably out of Rob Hart's range.
Ben Snell in the backfield.
So they probably don't lose an awful lot. Gibson is in motion. They go for the power. No, Daft on play action. And they're looking for Gibson, and flags come in.
Holding.
Bashir Livingston was working on Damon Gibson, and I think it's Livingston that's going to get the flags, although he's pointing in the direction of Gibson.
He was being mauled. No question he was being mauled. Good play action pass.
And the preliminary indication is this one's going against Livingston.
Pass interference. Number 24. Defense. 1st down.
And that is Livingston. 1st down, Scotland. What a play on 4th down.
Yeah, he was being mauled. There was no question. That was a nice little play action pass. And Damon Gibson, the made for, was trying to get off the line. And yeah, he was practically pulled down the ground. So that was a good call by the refs. It's good. You know, this is a chance for the refs to work on their skills a little bit too. You know, kind of work on their eyesight and see the things that they got to see. So that was good by the refs to see that.
The ball at the 13-yard line. Stecker in the backfield. Motion from Sanford.
Shows
And
hands.
Daft with time looks in the direction of Scott Cooper and got him. Touchdown Scotland. And Scott Cooper, who played his football as a teenager in Glasgow, has really come on year after year after year. That's his 7th career touchdown. And he worked Antonio Banks from the Minnesota Vikings.
Ooch. Antonio had a great play earlier in the game with the pick, and here he gives up a touchdown. But I'll tell you what, I like the poise and confidence in the pocket by Kevin Daft. He slips a little bit right in there. He slips, he regains his composure, and throws a strike. Hey, you gained something. You gained something with that kid, Scott Cooper.
Oh, you certainly
you
don't lose
gained
anything.
something.
He gets open, he's got great hands, and he's got another
everything's
touchdown.
clean, all
Rob
right.
Hart's got another extra point. The Scottish Claymores have extended their lead, and this game has turned around.
Both teams swap punts on their next possession, so let's rejoin the action with the Admirals following possession.
2 minutes left in the first half here in Scotland, and it really has been a game of momentum. Amsterdam had it all in the first quarter, then Scotland seemed to take over, and now Amsterdam, with a good drive of their own, seem to be threatening to get it back.
And if they score here, things are definitely going to be interesting here. And again, the Hounds of Scotland are backed up. They're being tested once more.
Well, they've stiffened up when they've been at the gates of their own kennel. Can they do it for a third time? Kubiak with good protection, looks for Jerry Ross, overthrows him. Blaine McElmurray was there on the coverage, second down.
Nice pickup by number 22, Ralph Dawkins, on a blitzing outside linebacker, Phil Glover. Ralph just stepped up and stuck Glover, and that's pretty hard for a running back to just freaking stick a blitzing outside linebacker. Ralph Dawkins did it. I enjoyed that. Well, I didn't enjoy that, but I enjoyed that.
You never like getting blocked by running backs, I know that. Not that any could, of course. Second down. And this time he is going to get hit. Chris Ward was there, Michael Mason was there. That's a defensive end sandwich, and the Hounds of Scotland showed their teeth on that one.
They needed that. They needed that big play by that defense to come up. Michael Mason, and he's a sack master now. You got to watch him. He's on the corner.
Right switch, wishbone bang. Right switch, wishbone
Good pressure from both sides, from Chris Ward, number 99 as well.
Third and long. You get near their kennel. These guys show their teeth.
Absolutely.
Kubiak with time this time finds Jason Shelley. Nice move from Shelley, but he's got a lot of work to do. And Corey Blackwell, who we beat on the play, gets back to make the recovery. Central McClellan was there with some help, but they're a long way short of first down yardage.
You got to say, hey, you know what? These Hounds of Scotland, they're playing some ball today.
They are.
They are playing some ball today. They have been backed up almost the whole game, and they have, you know what? They're fighting their tails off.
Jose Cortez from the San Diego Chargers checks into the lineup to attempt a 36-yard field goal. The kick, a low line drive, is on its way, and it's good. And 3 trips to the end zone, 3 field goals for Amsterdam.
There was no further scoring in the first half, so join me after the break to see if Scotland can maintain their lead. $14-9 to the Scottish Claymores at half. What impressed you the most, Mike?
Well, the best thing for Scotland was the way their defense kept them in the game when it had to. First and goal at the 5, first and goal at the 4, and they only came away with 6 points. 4 times they sacked Jim Kubiak, and out of the defense, they got some offense. Kevin Daft with 2 touchdown passes, number 13, 13 yards both times. But Amsterdam's moving the ball on them mostly to the tight end and to the backside of the backfield. What that says is that Scotland's rush is good, Scotland's coverage deep is good. All Amsterdam can do is find the areas in the middle. If they can keep this up, and if they can mix up their offense and keep it rolling, they can win this game.
Thanks, Mike. Time now for you to become our NFL Europe competition winner.
For our first question of the new season, we want to know which current Claymores quarterback was with the Tennessee Titans at Super Bowl 34. Was it A, Kevin Daft, B, Marcus Crandell, or C, Takayuki Tsunaga? That's which Claymores quarterback was with the Titans at last year's Super Bowl. Was it A, Kevin Daft, B, Marcus Crandell, or C, Takayuki Tsunaga? You can either send in your answers on a postcard to NFL Europe Competition, Post Office Box 145, Birmingham, B112AF, or why not enter through the Sky Sports website at skysports.com. All entries must reach their destination before midday the following Friday. If you're drawn from our hat to be a weekly winner, you'll receive a Scottish Claymores replica shirt, modeled here by the beautiful Blushing Catherine. Each weekly winner will then be put forward into our grand prize draw. You and a friend could find yourselves in Frankfurt on the weekend of June 25th for World Bowl 2000. Flights, 2 nights in a hotel, and game tickets, all courtesy of NFL Europe. And as a special bonus this year, we're also offering to every correct entrant before May 12th the chance to win transport, overnight accommodation, and 2 tickets for the May 21st contest between Scotland and Frankfurt at Murrayfield. So get your entries in and good luck.
So, all to play for. Let's join our commentators, Kevin Green and Nick Halling.
Welcome back to Murrayfield in Edinburgh. 14-9, Scotland leading Amsterdam at the half. Nick Halling with Kevin Green. Let's take a look at the numbers from the first half. They say this is a passing league. Those numbers would certainly seem to confirm that. Both teams struggling to run the ball, but both teams getting something going through the air, particularly the Admirals, and the time of possession absolutely dominated by the Admirals, but it's what you do with that time that counts, which is why the Scottish Claymores have the lead, because they had 2 quick strikes in the second quarter, both of them orchestrated by their quarterback, Kevin Daff, the man allocated from the Tennessee Titans. Here's the one to Aaron Stecker, who just juked Sean Stuckey out of his socks. And then on the very next series, Scott Cooper getting open against Antonio Banks, touchdown to Scotland. But really, the guys that have been firing them up, the hounds are there. We see Antonio Dingle's got some supporters in the crowd. You talked about these guys early, Kevin, and so far they're delivering.
They had a lot of pub during the training camp, you know, and all the scrimmages and everything, that this defense, the Hounds of Scotland, had the potential to be a dadgum great defense. They've answered the bell today. Look at this. 4 sacks, rushing yards allowed, only 16 rush yards allowed. Red zone stops. 3 times they've given up 3 field goals, only 9 points. Outstanding red zone defense.
When you think how slowly they started, the Claymores, they could have been 14 points adrift very early on, couldn't they? But in fact, thanks to the Hounds, really, it was just a 6-point deficit, which is no cause for alarm.
And you know what, Jim Kreiner, he knows. He knows he has a great defense.
Well, the second half is underway. Damon Gibson fields the kick, and then they try a bit of razzle-dazzle, and Corey Blackwell does well just to get hold of the ball. That's a strange thing to be doing in the first week of the season.
I don't know. I mean, they're up right now. They've got a little momentum, and they try a little deal like that. That could have really bit them hard in the booty. Sure.
Well, let's take another look at this. Gibson will hand it off to Blackwell, but high-risk stuff. And when you're leading, well, it begs the question, if Masafumi Kawaguchi had been down there a split second earlier, that could have been a turnover or even worse.
Blackwell didn't look like he just watched, you know, he didn't look like he looked at that ball into the pocket. He took the eyes off the ball.
The ball spotted at the 24-yard line. Kevin Daff from the Tennessee Titans, the third stringer there. First choice here. Man. Swings it out. Stecker does well. Faces Kawaguchi, who holds him up. But Stecker just blasted past him. Jim Kreiner said to us, if they can isolate Aaron Stecker one-on-one with any of these linebackers, they think they'll get something done.
They feel that's a win situation for them every time. And, you know, Jim Kreiner had said earlier that he has designed specific plays to get the ball in this young man's hands, because when he touches things, when he touches the ball, you know, things seem to happen.
Well, things certainly happened on that play. What looked like a potential for no gain suddenly turned into 7-yarders. Second down and 3. Willie Tate, the H-back, is in motion. They go back on the ground again. Stecker's lost the ball. Oh, has he? No, he's got it back. Just was spun around. I thought he dropped the ball there for a second, and Cedric Harden came in. But he really got hammered there, Stecker.
Yeah, he got rocked on a little counter play. I think the defense played that very well from Amsterdam, and he shut it down very well.
Cedric Harden, first time we called his number, the man allocated from the San Diego Chargers, had a very quiet first half.
Right, and he's really in the sacks and stuff in the run, and you know what, we really didn't hardly hear, we didn't hear much of any of these guys up front, actually, just maybe a little bit of Frank Ferreira.
So, third down, Scotland still deep in their own territory. They'll try on the ground again, and Stecker's got a lot of work to do and bounces off. And shows just what he can do as he gets to midfield and breaks it 17 yards. Greg Williams on the stop. It looked like it was going to be disaster again, but that's what this man brings.
I think he made that happen. I'm not sure that's just great blocking by the Claymore offensive line. I mean, this young man made all that happen on his sheer athletic ability. They had him in the backfield.
I got 11.
There's Willie Tate throwing a block.
Nice job on Antonio Banks right there, number 30 by Willie Tate. Good job, good blocking downfield, and that's what you need with a guy like Stecker, running the ball and staying alive. You got to get those blocks downfield.
Willie Tate back for his third tour of duty here in Scotland.
Say it.
Daft on first down, has protection, can't quite find Willie Tate.
That was on target, though.
Marcel Willis was in coverage, and if you're going to be really tough on Willie Tate, you've got to say he could have pulled that one in.
He should, in my opinion, he should have caught that ball. I think that was great by Kevin Daft. I mean, he came back a little 3-step drop. His initial read was covered. He went on back to a 5-step drop, drilled it to Willie Tate, hit him right in the hands. I mean, hit the man in the hands. He should have had that. He, honest to goodness, should have had that.
That ball did have some stuff on it, though, from Daft. Drilled it in there.
Supposed to throw it hard.
Second down. They give it to Ben Snell, and Snell just juking his way for first down yardage. Just blew by Antonio Banks, picks up 11 yards before he's tackled. First down, Marcel Willis on the stop, but the Claymores caught him with that one.
You know what I really liked was number 67, Cornell Green, the right offensive tackle, just literally clubbing his man, the defensive end, up the field. You'll see it. You'll see him right here. He clubs this guy deep upfield and opens up the lane. Watch this. Boom! Right there on Frank Friera, number 71, opens up the hole. That's a great play by your offensive tackle.
First down at the 39-yard line of the Amsterdam Admirals for Scotland. They lead the ball game by 5 points. Sanford is in motion. Will play action again. The pressure's coming, but Daft gets rid of it. Looks in the direction of Aaron Stecker. Touchdown, Scotland.
Kawaguchi. That's what
39 yards. They got the matchup on the linebacker, and look what it did.
That's what Jim Kreiner was trying to do. He was trying to get Aaron Stecker on a matchup situation with the linebacker, and that was it. He had him on a little up route up the sideline. Kawaguchi didn't have the speed to keep up with that young man. Good throw, too. Nice little throw. Laid it up beautifully.
They got the matchup they were looking for, and it brought them 6 points.
That was impressive.
Kevin Daft is getting better and better as this game progresses.
We're done. Everybody, we're done.
Safely converts the extra point. And on their first possession in the third quarter, the Scottish Claymores increase their lead. Al Luganbill trying to rally the troops after his Admirals gave up another touchdown. The third of the game for Kevin Daft, the second to Aaron Stecker, and this was a matchup they were looking for. Stecker one-on-one with the Japanese linebacker Masafumi Kawaguchi. That's good night, thank you, see you later. But Kevin Daft, he paid the price on this one.
He definitely paid. I got to think that he knows he's fixing to get nailed. He has a lot of confidence in the pocket. He knows he's going to get drilled by Frank Friera, number 71. He just takes the shot for the team. He knows it's a touchdown.
This guy is just growing in confidence. That interception there on the right, that was the very first play from scrimmage, and I'm sure a lot of Claymores fans were thinking, oh boy, but he's just looked better and better.
He's looking nice and loose and comfortable in that pocket with a lot of poise.
Rob Hart, who's still having trouble with his kickoffs. That's a horrible line drive to Frank Leatherwood has trouble fielding at the 25, and then he's down by Chris Bain at the 31.
I wonder if that's a game plan to kick a ball like that, because that's twice he's just kind of squibbed that bad boy like that.
The one before that, he just ballooned it up in the air and it went out of bounds. It could be something to do with the moisture on the ground, although you see the clenched fist there. It does seem, as you say, that's a planned play.
Maybe.
Because they've got Bashir Livingston and Tony Gator back deep who can both break one open. We all know that.
They're just trying to drill it right down the middle of the field and let the ball bounce where it may.
The ball at the 30-yard line. Forget that one. Wow,
they're fired
what a hit.
Woo, they're fired up.
Marcus Ray coming up from free safety, and the man from the Oakland Raiders just lowered the boom.
There's no question that the Hounds are playing today. But what are the Admirals going to do? Those guys, the games are won up in the trenches, the offensive line and defensive line. This is where the games are won. I mean, what are the Admirals going to do? What's this offensive line going to do now?
Ralph Dawkins, who got tattooed on that last play, is still there in the backfield. L.C. Stevens lined up to the left. They go the other way, and it's incomplete. The flag comes in late. They were looking for Frank Leatherwood, and that's a play they've had a lot of success with.
Yeah.
And the hold is called.
54, Glover.
Phil Glover for the Tennessee Titans waits to see if it's going to be against him.
Holding, number 54.
And it is.
Defense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Michael Lies, the left guard for Amsterdam, we hear, as a pulled groin muscle, will not return. So Paul Wiggins, who was with the Pittsburgh Steelers a couple of years ago, number 67, has been filling in there. And after the penalty, it's first down Amsterdam. They need a response here. This game's starting to slip away from the Admirals.
This defense from the Claymores may just start taking over this game.
The pitch back. Not much happening inside for Ralph Dawkins, who's as tough as they come, but he'll get no more than 3 yards before Matt Finkis, the middle linebacker, wraps him up.
Could be deuce right queen, 25 Tigers out cross.
Did you see Phil Glover, 54, yoke up Jerry Ross on the corner right here? Watch this play right here. He just yokes him up, locks him out. And these guys are swarming to the ball. Matt Finkis up there sticking his face up in there. I mean, these guys are rallying around the ball. They're taking a lot of pride in themselves on how they're playing. This is how you get better. Yeah.
And a timeout has been called by Jim Kubiak. The pressure is coming on the Admirals.
We don't have enough guys.
Uh-oh.
You heard what he said. We don't have enough guys.
It's got to be truck. Truck. Truck is a call. So we want zing. Let's go zing, right truck, eagle.
Zing to right truck, eagle.
Just a little brain lock by Kubiak, maybe?
We got zing to right truck, eagle.
Well, he mentioned
Zing
eagle
right
there.
truck,
I
eagle
think you can help us
Zing
with that one,
right
Kevin.
Truck, eagle bank.
You've been listening in.
Well, what they did tell us is that, like, birds like eagle and hawk and raven are their audibles for pass plays. So it's 2nd down and 8. You know, I'd definitely be playing for a pass play.
Eagle bank.
That was an easy call to make, wasn't it? That was an easy one.
Oh.
2nd down and 8. We're expecting pass up here.
Oh, good block.
Kubiak looks in the direction of L.C. Stevens, who couldn't quite drag it in, and it's incomplete. Dwan Hawthorne from the Dallas Cowboys, who they've steered clear of, was the man on coverage. Look at the physical mismatch there, but Hawthorne does the job.
They try to throw it up. I don't know if people saw it, but Ralph Dawkins, 22, picked up Jermaine Benoit, defensive end, and just freaking yoked him. Benoit stayed alive, got up and hit him.
3rd down. Kubiak under pressure, fires, it's incomplete. He was looking for Masato Itai. It was broken up by Marcus Ray and Corey Blackwell. Tough catch, but Itai should have come up with it.
In and out of his hands, little bobblers there.
Gotta have that, huh?
And that's real frustration for the Admirals. Itai, who played in Scotland a couple of years ago. Tough catch, but again, one of those you just got to hang on to. It was there. And instead, it's the punting unit, and it's Damon Gibson at his own 25-yard line for the Scottish Claymores. Gibson, who played for Cincinnati and Cleveland, and who scored touchdowns in the NFL. A real tough and dangerous player, and he's looking to turn the corner, and he's found a seam, and he cuts inside Phil Glover and just trips up at about the 42-yard line. Kawaguchi, the Japanese linebacker, I think managed to get a piece of him. But a game which we've talked about as a game of momentum, all the momentum right now is with the Claymores. 8:56 left in the 3rd quarter. Scotland with the ball and with a 12-point lead. That's after giving up 2 early field goals against the Amsterdam Admirals. It's been pretty plain sailing for them since then. The rain is holding off here, but I'm sure there's a few storm clouds over Al Luganbill's head right now. His team has been beaten to the punch too often for his liking in this game. A long way to go. 1st down Scotland. Tremaine Allen is the motion man. Play action, and Daff manages to get rid of it, and he finds Tremaine Allen, and Allen does a good job of protecting the ball with Greg Williams and O.J. Trildress wrapped around him, and he'll pick up 5 yards.
That's a good little hit by Cedric Harden, number 90, the left defensive end for the Admirals, coming up and nailing Kevin Daff on that play. We'll watch it here. And you know what? I've hit a lot of quarterbacks like that, and a lot of quarterbacks have thrown that ball straight into the ground or to one of my defenders. And it was good by Kevin Daff to actually make a completion on that play, because it's just a split-second reaction on that little bootleg.
Second out, Allen is in motion again. The pitch back is to Stecker, who had a bit of trouble fielding that one. And then just does a great job
nice
of beating the first man, but he couldn't beat the second man, who was Antonio Banks, and he will lose 3 yards, but it could have lost so much more.
Yep, that could have been a bad play, but he stayed with it.
Look at this thing bouncing around. Whoa.
Yep. He's staying with it, staying concentrated on it, and then actually gets yoked by Antonio Banks.
Oh, what a hit.
See, that's what you want your strong safeties to be all about right there.
That's a guy who backs up Robert Griffith in Minnesota, and that's the kind of hit Robert Griffith would have laid on him. Robert Griffith coming over here, by the way, to do a bit of a bit of color work later on. Daft, play action, gets tattooed.
Nice.
They came, and it was Steve Johnson who got there first. Frank Ferrara was there shortly afterwards.
Onslaught on the outside corner on Cornell Green. Right in here, let's watch right in here. It's just, they're just coming. Right around the corner, right in there. Poor Cornell Green, he didn't know who to block. He lets one go to try to block the other, and both of them come free.
You think those guys will be claiming half a sack each? Johnson will want it all. But Frank Ferrara will say, hey, some of that's mine.
I'd lobby.
Too tight.
No, wait a second. I was there first.
Ballantyne kicks it away. Bashir Livingston, who can be so dangerous, but he won't be on this occasion. Just the ball just bounces out of bounds at the 31-yard line.
Too tight.
So no damage done there as far as Amsterdam were concerned. They certainly couldn't have afforded to go any further behind in this game. But out come the Hounds once more. That's the bad news for Al Luganville. The Hounds and the big dog here.
And you know what they're doing? The Hounds, they're barking.
They are.
I mean, they are slobbering.
They're snarling.
Yeah.
They're biting. They've got teeth.
They're like rabies or something. They're coming after folks.
I don't think that's right.
21-9. The momentum is definitely going with the Claymores, and these guys have had 4 sacks already, maybe 15 yards rushing against them. I mean, they're pinning their ears back. They're coming.
It's going to be right double Boston Bank.
Well, it's been a tough day so far for Al Luganville. His team's been in the red zone 3 times and have to settle for 3 field goals.
Great red zone defense by the Hounds.
Hey, we're moving the ball on these guys. Just got to put it together.
You know what? I really like this up front, this defensive line for Claymores. I mean, you know, Matt Finkus has made a play here, or Ryan Taylor, but we hadn't really heard a heck of a lot from the linebackers. It's that up front defensive line. These guys up front are going to be hard to mess with all year.
Certainly are. In case you're wondering what the delay was caused by, a problem with the clock in the stadium, but they fixed that so we can get back down to business. Jim Kubiak would like to get down to business here, but they stay on the ground. Mark Kakmarinski, a nice move inside, a nice extra effort. Will pick up 15 yards before Ryan Taylor and Hervey Tarver combine. But for a big bulldozer, a guy, this guy's pretty nimble on his feet.
Nice little cutback, too. You know, he's just not a north and south
right
runner.
Double Boston Bank.
I mean, he had a little move in him.
Boston Bank.
Came right off the corner. Nice little run.
Get set, guys. Get set.
Boston Bank is the call from Jim Kubiak.
No idea.
That would suggest a running play.
Goal 46.
He'll be hoping it's money. It's Ralph Dawkins. And he's trying to break the Boston Bank. And will pick up 4 yards before he's stopped.
Little scrum there.
Ran into the Hounds, did Dawkins.
Got 4 yards. That's not bad on first down. You get 4 yards.
Right double, main.
I see the Hounds. Every one of them got their hands on their hips right now. The Hounds, man, maybe their tongues may be hanging out of their mouths right now. 2 and 2, ace people.
Second down and 5. Kakmarinski gets the carry. He gets wrapped up. Antonio Dingle was there to slow him up. Wow. Dingle read that one all the way.
He's a force to be reckoned with in the middle. He's 330 and 340 pounds. He's just a brute. Here he is right here. Let's watch.
That's an arm tackle.
Yeah, he's looking good.
Still brings the guy down.
The man weighs 340 pounds. His arm probably weighs 100 pounds itself.
Big third down for Amsterdam. Gator is the motion man. 4 wide receivers in. Kubiak, 3-step drop, has his man. Gator makes the tackle. Chris Bain wraps him up. but a gain of 5. They'll move the chains.
Yes.
First down, Amsterdam. They needed that.
Good safe play. Just a little out route by the motion man, Tony Gator, number 1. Nice save, safe, conservative play. Good throw.
Right truck.
So the clock continues to run. We're down
Hack
to
the right
5
truck, Eagle
minutes.
Bank.
Now
Hack
Luganville
the right truck, Eagle
and Jim
Bank.
Kubiak discovering that every yard is tough here against these hounds. Kakmarinsky in the backfield.
Too tight.
Ross is the motion man. They'll throw on first down. The pressure came. Kubiak looking for Stevens, and Stevens just cannot get there. They got one-on-one isolation with Hurley Tava, but they couldn't find Stevens.
They've tried that play a couple of times, and both times the ball has just been overthrown. It's been overthrown.
Well, they got to give Stevens a little bit of help. He's raw and he's untested by his own admission, but you've got to give him a ball he can catch.
Yeah.
This guy, you look at him, you look at his physical ability, the potential he's got. The potential here for Kubiak was to get tattooed, and he had to get rid of it early because the pressure was coming from the outside, and Kubiak forced to get rid of it before Chris Ward just blew him away.
Not bad coverage by number 45, Blaine McElmurray on that play.
Right switch, Wolf Bank.
McElmurray has bounced around the league. He's been to a few places.
Get out, gotta get out.
With the Jaguars in '99, they're the team that's allocated him here. He's played for Tennessee, he's played for Green Bay.
He's got 4 wides on the field.
Third down. This is a big play for Amsterdam. Kubiak has time, looks for Stevens. It's just overthrown again.
Sync. Just out of sync. It's just out of rhythm right now. You can see it.
Now, is this Kubiak overthrowing the ball, or is this Stevens just not getting off the line of scrimmage quick enough?
I don't know. I mean, he had plenty of time in the pocket. He set up. I just think it's just out of sync. Every pass he's thrown this series, he's just out of sync. Yeah, there's not a lot of pressure on him. That's not bad blocking by the offensive line from the Admirals.
I thought he did, yeah. Cover 2.
Just everything just seems out of sync there. Maybe they're feeling a little pressure right now. Time's clicking down. It's 21-9, you know?
Fourth down, punting unit on. Biancamano will get rid of it. Just shanked it.
Ugh.
Horrible thing that was.
Oh, jeez.
Brutal kick. And it's going to give Scotland pretty decent field position.
Hey, that was 2.
So the Claymores will have the ball and they have the lead when we return. All the threes, 3:33 left in the third quarter. Amsterdam have 3 field goals. Scotland have 3 touchdowns. Now Scotland have the ball as well. Amsterdam, the pressure is really starting to build on them. If their defense were to give up any more points here, it would be tough for them to come back.
Who's going to step up on this defense and make a play? Who's going to be the man?
Scott Cooper lined up wide to the left.
Guys.
Will throw, and he's got a wide open receiver, Dion Mitchell. Steve Johnson wrapping him up. Mitchell, a guy that Jim Kreiner was telling us has so much potential and has just improved so much since the first day of training camp.
And if I'm not mistaken, he also said that he was on the bubble and was going to get cut, but he just improved so much, you know, that he made the team.
Look at that time of possession, Kevin. I mean, that's unbelievable considering the scoreline that
and the score the way it is.
Get him back, Kevin. Get him back.
I mean, Amsterdam have had plenty of the ball. They just haven't been able to do anything with it. And you've got to credit the Hounds. Play action. Daft forced out of the pocket by Frank Ferrara, who's still chasing him, and he paid the price. Also coming in hard was Marcel Willis, but good hustle from Frank Ferrara from the backside.
Yeah, but you know what? He basically missed a great opportunity for a sack against Kevin Daft. I mean, good play by Daft to get away from the sack. You'll see it right in here. Let's watch right there. I mean, he stays alive. Ferrara stays alive on the cut block, and then just has an opportunity for a big play. I mean, it's like this Amsterdam Admiral defense is like cruising or something. Nobody's really stepping up and making plays.
4-yard gain on the scramble from Daft. 2nd down and 6. The ball at the halfway line. Now Aaron Stecker just
we're done,
tattooed.
We're done.
David Sanders coming through, a man who was played for this team last year. You said somebody needed to step up. I think Sanders might have just heard you.
Maybe the first time we've heard his name all game too. I mean, he's one of those guys up front that needs to be making a lot of plays.
Well, I'm running Boston.
But people need to step up on this team. You know, Antonio Banks, number 30, has made a couple of good plays. You know, the pick earlier, a couple good tackles. But this defensive line have got to control this offensive line from Claymores a little bit better.
A loss of 5 yards on the play. Brings up 3rd and long for Scotland. Salicio Sanford is the motion man. Daft feels the heat. Oh, they came out there. Tim Beauchamp, number 95, who was released by Scotland, came storming through, and a bit of revenge for him against the team that cut him.
Well, they came with the house that time, and it worked. That was a good play. It's good call by the defensive coordinator. Yep.
It means the punting unit come on. And it means Bashir Livingston, number 24, drops to his own 15-yard line. And Daft really felt the pressure here as the pocket collapsed.
Okay, National Series.
So each team has been sacked, or each quarterback rather, sacked 4 times. Now Ballantyne will kick it to Livingston. We know what Livingston can do. And I think the Claymores know what Livingston can do. And
what?
Whistles before the snap.
What was it, delay of game?
There's all kinds of pointing and looking, and
not
Ballantyne looking confused.
Not enough people on the punting team. They had to call a timeout.
That's their first charge timeout. This is a 30-second.
Ben Snell running on late.
Jim Criner looking confused. It's almost inevitable. First week of the season, you're going to get these little glitches every so often.
That. You know, you hate to squander a timeout because you don't have many of them in the first place, but you hate to do that because of a personnel substitution. He's, you know, farting and burping on the sideline. He's not into the game, and it costs you a timeout.
Now his coach is just having a little word with him.
Yeah, well, you need a little bit of that, you know. You know, tail munching. You got to have that a little bit. You just got to, you know, your players have to be in the game and tuned in on the sideline. You just can't be sucking down water on the, over on the sideline.
So we'll try again.
Yep.
Livingston waits at his own 20, waits for something he can return. That's a good kick from Ballantyne that forces him back to the 13-yard line. He gets past the first guy, does Livingston, and then just slips over, seems to lose his footage, and Tremaine Allen was able to stop him. And a flag is down as well at midfield. And that's an illegal man downfield, which is a call we see often in this league.
I saw the offense running on the field, but they may, they have fun again.
They've got to think about this one.
Downfield on the kicking team, number 54. 5-yard penalty.
That's Phil Glover.
Still 4th down.
Yeah, they're repunting.
One thing with this league, and you know, they don't have as many players. They have a 42-man roster, and everybody's got to do everything. You've got to be able to play special teams. Phil Glover, a starting outside linebacker for this team, and he knows he's on these kickoff teams, he's on coverage teams. All these guys know they're going to be busy when they come over to Europe.
And, you know, the Claymores defense have been on the field a lot today. They're playing their tails off, but they've been on the field a lot today. And these guys are having to play all special teams, too. You got to be a pretty good athlete, man. Good cardio condition.
Well, John Ballantyne, who got off a real good kick, is going to have to do it again, and it means there's an opportunity potentially for Livingston to get his hands on it again. The kick is on its way. Another great kick from the Aussie.
It's returnable.
Fielded at the 12, and there's space in front of Livingston. And can he turn the corner? He got past Phil Glover, and he's got Ballantyne to beat. And he's still on his feet, just to midfield. He just got pushed out at the 46-yard line. Livingston wishes he was gone.
Real nice wall they set up. Real nice wall by the Amsterdam Admiral punt return team. Sure was. You'll see him coming this way. There's a good block there. See him? Did you see him kind of line up in a line?
Phil Glover there.
Yeah.
Ballantyne comes in and does a great job.
Nice.
Finished off by Marcus Ray.
That may be the spark. It may be a spark, you know. Got them all fired up. Let's get it going.
Well, they've got field position again, all the way to their own 46-yard line. And Al Lugerville's got to be pleased with this fella and his returning.
4 wideouts.
On first down. Amsterdam still looking.
They're coming with it.
They got him. Not going to get it that way. Jermaine Benoit, the Englishman who's allocated to this team from the Detroit Lions, coming up with the sack. There he comes straight
Very
through,
nice.
hitting his man.
And you know what? Those guys up there are slobbering. They're just slobbering.
And this is a guy we haven't even talked about, Benoit,
Right.
who had 3 sacks for the Claymores last year, a guy who grew up in England, then emigrated at 16, and really has taken to this game. Second down. Kubiak just has to dump it off to Dawkins. Now Dawkins can be dangerous from here.
Nice pop.
Runs into Matt Finkis. That was the pop Kevin Green was referring to, but good yardage from Dawkins. 11 before he stopped.
Yes.
But we heard that pop up here. Kevin Green did.
Well, I like that stuff.
You jumped 3 foot up in the air when you heard this
well,
one.
You know, I like to hear head-to-head contact. I like to, I kind of like that. He sticks his face up in there. You know what? That's what Matt's all about, too, just playing football.
It's been pretty much all Scotland after that sloppy first quarter of theirs when they gave up 2 field goals. That could have been 2 touchdowns. Amsterdam in the red zone both times, but the Hounds of Scotland holding firm, and then 3 touchdowns from Kevin Daft since then has put the Claymores in the driving seat, and Amsterdam need points off this drive. Kubiak feels the pressure, rolls out, looks, has a man. Tony Gator makes the catch. Working on Blaine McElmurray. Great effort from Gator to come up with that play. The man who was playing for the the San Diego Chargers. In fact, they're ruling it. They're saying he's out of bounds. Well, the initial reaction there was that was a completion, but somebody's overruled that. Well, tough to see from that angle, but
can't really tell. Ooh, fumblage.
Maybe the ground caused the fumble. So, whichever way you look at it.
The ground cannot cause the fumble.
Yeah, that's a strange one. Well, Al's not contesting it, but it was on the far sideline from him, and it means that Damon Gibson is back to handle return duties. Francesco Biancamano, the Italian from New York City, will kick it away. Now, what can Gibson do with this? He leaves it well alone, and it goes into the end zone for a touchback. Well, we talked about the Claymores defense. We talked about how strong they looked in the secondary. We talked about the Dogs, or the Hounds rather, up front. And the numbers suggest that those guys are, as you said, Kevin, walking the walk.
I think they're coming together as a defense already earlier in the year. I think this is interesting right here, that they've been on the field practically 30 minutes going into the 4th quarter. But this is kind of neat, too. Look at this. They've only given up 38 yards rushing. 4 sacks, tackle for losses, the pressures, all that stuff adds up to one thing. The defensive line from the Claymores are controlling the offensive line from the Admirals.
Now the Claymores can really build the heat if they can put some points on here. Daft,
we're done, man, we're done.
To Aaron Stecker, but that falls incomplete. Yeah, it really is a transformation, just coming back to that Claymores defense from last year. I mean, the Claymores last year had that offense that really was able to light things up. Damian Craig, a teammate of yours last year, 600 yards he got in one game alone, nearly 3,000 yards in 10 games. They were putting points up everywhere, but defensively, Jim Criner's team was leaking points all over the place. This defense looks a very different kettle of fish.
He's brought some people in here. Him and his coaches have done some research. They got some people in here that can play some football for defense.
And the offense isn't bad either. The flags, the whistles, 4 yellow flags on the field there.
Who go, D, who go?
Jason Gamble.
False start, number 63, offense.
That is Jason
5-yard
Gamble, the
penalty.
right guard, who was
Still
assessed.
second down.
But considering Jim Criner was really worried about his offensive line, this group's held up pretty well. And Jason Tenner, number 77, the left tackle, who's never played the position before, he's held up pretty well for Jim Criner.
I think he's doing remarkably well, actually, for a guy just making that transition over to the offense.
Answers to the name of Monster. Mr. Monster to me.
Here they come.
15, the pressure is coming. And Daft is trying to roll out of pressure, and he's still on his feet and just gets back to the line of scrimmage. David Sanders could have had a piece of him, but Daft just blew by him, but won't pick up any yardage.
Yeah, he showed a little mobility there. You know, he's over here working on some things, and one of them is his ability to elude people, elude pass rush. And he's got some speed. He definitely shows some speed.
Well, it brings up 3rd and long, and I'll tell you something, Kevin, 3rd downs have been a big problem for both these teams this afternoon.
They need to get some yards here.
Going up top here.
Big 3rd down. Daft will throw. He's got a lot of time. He's got a man. He's got a 1st down.
Yep, they got it.
Bashir Livingston tackles Celicio Sanford, but a pickup of 15 yards, and Sanford, allocated from the Chicago Bears, manages to make the catch.
That Amsterdam Admiral defense has got to rise up and play.
I didn't think
they had the Claymores backed up. It was 3rd and 15. If they would have held them to an incomplete, they would have got the ball back in decent field position. Somebody's got to rise up on this team from Amsterdam and play better on this defense.
See Livingston just slipping on the greasy surface here. Tremaine Allen is the motion man on 1st down. They go on the ground again. Aaron Stecker didn't get a lot. Ran into David Sanders and Frank Ferrara.
They're hitting out there. You can hear it all the way up here. I mean, these guys are putting helmet on helmet. They're popping.
We didn't hear much from David Sanders in the 1st half. We're hearing quite a bit of him in the 2nd. This guy's stepping up.
Yeah, someone needs to.
Frank Ferrara from the Giants. He's made some plays as well, but it's not consistent enough for Amsterdam. There's not enough guys making enough plays. You take away that Antonio Banks interception on the first play, and they haven't really come up with a big play defensively all game.
Yep, they need some turnovers now.
2nd down, pressure comes.
They're coming with a
steps up. Ferrara's after him again, but Daft is showing a good turn of pace there to get himself out of bounds, with O.J. Childress in hot pursuit.
Very nice awareness in the pocket. He saw everybody was downfield covering people.
Knew where the 1st down marker was as well.
Yep, very nice awareness.
Beeline straight for it.
They're coming with the heat. I mean, Amsterdam is trying to put pressure on this kid.
Well, this is a guy who plays for Tennessee, where, of course, you've got Steve McNair who will scramble and take off at any opportunity. I'm sure he's seen McNair do it a couple of times and just thought, well, if it's good enough for Steve, it's good enough for me. That was the kind of quarterback that would drive you crazy, wasn't it?
Nuts. Absolutely nuts. But when you got him, it made it that much sweeter.
Yeah, you got him, of course.
Many times.
On 1st down, Daft will hand it off. Aaron Stecker runs into trouble and cuts back. What a great cutback from Aaron Stecker. And he turned as a flag, but even if that comes back, that is a great run from this guy. It was a 3-yard loss, and he turned it into an 11-yard gain. Johnson and Edwards on the stop, but we're going to check that flag out. But this guy's exciting.
Yeah, that's the kind of guy this guy is.
Holding.
Yeah.
Number 67.
Yeah, I saw it.
Cornell Green, the right tackle, and that's a real shame.
You know what? This Aaron Stecker, that's what kind of player this guy is.
Well, let's see if we can see the hold and see how much help it gave him.
Here, let's look up in here. Watch this guy right here. Cornell actually gets yoked up the field in the backfield. There he is. He's bear hugging him. Yeah, outside the pads, the frame of the body has to hold. But I'm impressed by Aaron Stecker. He made something out of absolutely nothing. A possible 5-yard tackle for loss. 1st and what? 20?
A lot.
Wow.
I can't count that high, Kevin. Frank Ferrara's on the bull rush, but they got it off to Ben Snell, and Snell gets out of away from one tackler and almost gets back to the original line of scrimmage. Greg Williams was there on the stop. That's going to bring up 2nd down and 12. And that was a risky play. Snell did well to turn that into a 10-yard gain.
Yeah, the Admiral defense played that fairly well, actually.
Well, they've tightened it up, Kevin. They've not made the big play that you're crying out for, I know. They've not made the big sack. They've not had the turnover. But they're making Jim Kreiner's offense work for every yard now.
Yeah, that's true, but you got to make plays. That's what this league is all about. You just got to make plays, big plays.
2nd down.
Chance.
Daft, lots of time going down the sideline.
We're done there, we're done there.
A flag comes in. Bashir Livingston cannot believe it. He was stride for stride with Scott Cooper, and he's furious.
Easy, big fella. You may get another flag. Don't throw too much of a fit.
Number 24, defense, 1st down.
Well, let's see if we can take another look. Is he justified in being upset, or did he interfere with Scott Cooper?
Well, I don't know. That's kind
That
of
was the end of the play, but there was nothing there.
Yeah, one of those hairy calls, you know. His head was looking back for the ball and everything, so.
Whether there'd been some contact earlier.
Yeah, didn't see it.
Certainly what we saw there, Livingston harshly done by Allen. The H-back is the motion man. Daft will swing it out. He's got Stecker. This is scary for Amsterdam.
All right, way to work.
Stecker just blows past O.J. Childress.
Stop it now.
And he gets into the secondary. Jackson and Edwards on the stop. It's that old thing. Stecker one-on-one with the linebacker. He's going to win that battle.
That is a mismatch, and they're setting that up. Aaron Stecker, I mean, Vince Acalde wants to set up Aaron Stecker one-on-one with the linebacker, and that is a win situation every time that happens. Just good movement right here. Boom.
That's a great move. The left Childress just on his backside there. He did it to Sean Stuckey in the first half for the touchdown.
Yeah.
This guy's got some stuff.
Yeah. O.J. Childress just committed a little too much, got his pads over his toes, and just went right down.
And he's one of those guys that you just think Scotland are going to want to get the
block.
ball in his hands every time. Now, Daft, what's he going to do? Well, he's run into his own man, then he's looking to turn the corner and does. That's a nice play from Kevin Daft. A nice, smart, thinking play. He didn't panic. He didn't try and be a hero. He just held onto the ball and got the first down with O.J. Childress in hot pursuit.
You know, I saw Aaron Stecker, number 27, put a real nice block on a defensive end, Frank Ferreira. I mean, Stecker does it all. He blocks, he runs, he catches. I mean, I'm impressed with this kid. I'm really impressed with this kid. Let's watch him here. Big circle for a big man. Watch this. Boom! Look at that. The ball should be, look at that. Look at that. Well, got a little, locked him up a little bit around the ankle, but I thought that was a good block. Well, it's happened to me many times, my God.
First down, Scotland. Less than 9 minutes left. Daft with time, has a man. It's Ricky Brady, the big tight end, and Brady could rumble in from here and does. Touchdown, Scotland. 20 yards. Touchdown number 4 for the Scottish Claymores. Touchdown number 4 from the arm of Kevin Daft.
Let's watch this block right here by Aaron Stecker on this blitzing outside line. Boom! Stood him up, stopped him in his tracks right there. Just an open field missed tackle. Way to stay alive, Ricky Brady. Greg Williams, number 36 on that missed tackle. You can't really go up top on a big man like that and expect to bring him down. You got to hit him low around the waist and knees.
20 yards for Ricky Brady. I believe that was his first catch of the ball game. Rob Hart with the extra point. You know something, Kevin? We've seen so many young quarterbacks learn the pro game in this league down the years, and I'm wondering if we're seeing another one learn how to play this game right here.
I think you are. You know, he said he wanted to come over and work on seeing the entire field. I think he's seen the entire field. He's showing great poise and confidence in the pocket like a veteran quarterback. And he is becoming a leader of this offense.
And you don't have to be a shout and scream guy to be a leader, because this guy is not a shout and scream type.
No, you lead by your productivity. You lead by just throwing the touchdown, 4 touchdown passes today that he's thrown. That means everything he says, he's leading.
Well, Jason Shelley and Tony Gator are the deep men now. Livingston, who's normally back there, is not there. And another one of those line drives that is picked up.
No flag.
Dion Humphrey, whose name we haven't called today, gets it to the 42-yard line. Chris Bain eventually on the stop. But Dion Humphrey is from linebacker. We expected a lot from him. That's the first time we've seen him.
Yeah, we have not heard a lot from him today, and this time he just picks up the ball and returns it for a couple yards. But he hadn't really done much on defense at all.
But these kicks of Rob Hart's, they're obviously designed as well. Very strange.
Yep.
And meanwhile, Jim Kubiak is facing a mountain now.
Well, I would think that these guys have got to start throwing the ball now, and you also got to think that the Hounds of Scotland are just licking their chops and saying, hey, fresh meat, let's go get it.
The pressure intense. Kubiak with the 3-step drop. Wow, Phil Glover was just all over that pass that was intended for Tony Gator.
I don't know if he wanted any of that football.
Tony Gator heard Phil Glover coming.
I don't know if Tony wanted any of that ball right there. They may start getting up in a little bit more of their hurry-up mode.
Well, Luganville definitely trying to apply some surgery on the sidelines. Kubiak, that ball was batted down at the line of scrimmage. It might have been Chris Ward. It could have been Noel Scarlett. Chris Ward's claiming it. But it's the Hounds once again.
Came around the corner on number 66, Greg Studdard. And Greg Studdard's a pretty good player. And Chris Ward just ripped around the corner, put some nice little pressure on Kubiak.
Greg Studdard had 3 cousins that have played in the NFL, including Dave Studdard, who was left tackle for the Broncos a few years ago. The pressure comes, Michael Mason straight through, unblocked, have a piece of that.
Great play. He just power bull rushed Greg Studdard, number 66. Just knocked him out of the lane, came inside with a great inside move for the sack. This is what I'm talking about. Let's watch this right here, this matchup right there. Just a bull rush, hard push outside, knocks him off balance. Man, that is, he stole that move from me, by the way.
You've been doing some coaching on the sidelines?
He must have been watching some of my game film or something.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know, Kevin. Biancamano will kick it away to Damon Gibson. And Gibson very sort of casual with that one, and actually has got a chance at a return here because he got some good help from Hurley Tarver back there, who just knocked the living daylights out of Bashir Livingston, who's having a rough game. Livingston was down there, had Gibson wrapped up, and then Hurley Tarver, number 40, just pushed him away.
Nice job. Very nice job by Hurley.
So the Claymores with the ball and with field position when we return. Jim Kreiner has been ringing the changes while we've been away. He's pulled out Kevin Daft. His job is done. And in comes another guy that he thinks has got a lot of potential as well. Marcus Crandall, who's allocated here from the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, Kevin Daft had an outstanding day today. And they're saying, hey, man, hit the hot tub, hit the showers. Great job, man. Take it in. We're going to mop up from here.
Well, this guy, we talked to Vince Alcalde, the offensive coordinator. He said, if we need a spark, this is the guy who'll give it to us. He's capable of real big plays.
Missed that handoff there.
And he's going to get dragged down from behind, and he was tackled by Cedric Harden.
Well, just a little discombobulated in the backfield. You know, Marcus can be a little bit cold, but it looks like he should have handled that ball off to Ben Snell and just missed that handoff. Just a little bad timing in here. Let's see it. You can see it right here. Let's watch right in there. He just missed it, and then Ben Snell just leads as another blocker. Yep.
A 2-yard gain. Kevin Daft watching on the sidelines. See what Crandall can do, and it's very sensible of Jim Kreiner to give Crandall a bit of a workout. There's the pass to Scott Cooper. Cooper immediately draws Bashir Livingston, who's had a rough day today, Bashir. But Cooper, who scored a touchdown, had his 3rd catch of the ball game, and Kevin Daft sitting on the sideline with a very well done job. And I'm sure a lot of Claymores fans were thinking when he threw that very first interception on the first play from scrimmage, they were thinking, oh boy, what do we got here? But since then, faultless.
That's exactly right. I mean, that first play, the pick, it's like, oh gosh. And then now, hey, he's played great the whole game.
That's forgotten now, isn't it?
They set him down. Oh, he's going to be a hero now. By the way, that was a nice little throw by Marcus Crandall.
3rd down. Ben Snell is split wide to the right at the top of the screen.
Empty backfield, yeah.
Sanford is the motion man on 3rd and short. Crandall looks and is almost picked up by Livingston, who's having one of those days. That could have been a pick, and it could have been 6.
That would have been nice. That would have been a nice little
spark
for the
Admirals. Nobody between Livingston and the end zone, and if he had hung on, that was a touchdown.
A whole lot of green in front of him. Yeah, you hate to miss those opportunities, and you got that. You make a good break on the ball, and you make a great read, and you just freaking just can't make it.
And just look at this.
Oh my word!
No one there.
Look
if he's
at all
got that.
this. Oh geez, you just hate to miss that opportunity, especially when you're down.
Well, he's got another chance because he will wait for John Ballantyne's punt now. Ballantyne gets off another good kick, but it's return. No, it's not returnable. Bashir Livingston wants nothing to do with that as it bounces right on the goal line.
Amsterdam has got to go.
I tell you, Amsterdam need to get online here.
Now,
right now they're experiencing a system crash.
Now that was odd. Why would they just run a draw like on the first play like that? You know, when they got to put some serious points on the board with 5 minutes left in the game.
No, Frank Temming. We haven't called his number too much. No. The Dutchman who's been in this league right from the start back in 1991, and he'll never let you down. Good but player. They've not really been able to get him involved in the game. And they'll throw on second down, and it's incomplete. It's just not falling for the Amsterdam Admirals at the moment. That was to L.C. Stevens, the guy who's got all those physical tools. But Jim Kubiak couldn't find him. And Kubiak, who started off so well, he's been fading away here.
Yeah, it's like the last 2 or 3 series, it's just been out of sync. But L.C. Stevens, have we seen anything really, really big from him? I mean, not lately, that's for sure.
We've seen a lot of balls that have landed about 2 yards in front of him, and whether that's down to Stevens not being able to run the routes or whether that's down to Kubiak not throwing the ball where it should be, only those two will know. 3rd and long. The pump fake. He's got time. He's got Jason Shelley. And a flag comes in the Amsterdam backfield, but Kubiak, given time, will find a man, and Shelley, given time, will get open.
That was some nice protection right there. And we
a
got
personal foul is
the
coming
passer. We sure do. That's a 15-yarder. Goes vertical right up the seam, stays in the seam. Nice, nice little catch.
This is the guy who led the league in receptions 2 years ago. And he can tack another 15 yards on.
Admirals have got to score here shortly. They have got to put some points on the board now.
Well, less than 5 minutes remaining. They need 3 scores.
Yeah. Oh, geez, they got to go. They just got to start going. They got 4 wideouts in the game. They just got to go.
Kubiak will throw on first down. He tries to look for Tony Gator, who had to adjust to get it. He was working on Dwan Hawthorne, and Hawthorne, in fact, it was Central McClellan on that occasion, just had Gator's number, and Gator couldn't hang on.
They're shuffling. I'm sorry, go ahead,
Talking about Dwan Hawthorne, I mean, he wasn't involved on that play, but they've kept right away from the man from the Dallas Cowboys.
Sure.
They have not tested him.
Well, the man's a stud, and they're staying away from him.
They've got both backup corners on. They've got McClellan and Tarver at the Claymores, and Jim Kubiak is hit from behind by Chris Ward, and the Claymores have come up with the ball as well, and that's the big turnover, and Chris Ward made it and recovered his own forced fumble.
The Hounds came right around number 66, Greg Studdard. And great play, big play, sack, cause, fumble, fumble recovery, all in one. Man, that's a home run right there. Oh, gosh, he got off on the ball. That's just pure speed off on the ball. Nice play. Oh, that's a sack master's dream right there for that play to happen.
That is a highlight reel, isn't it?
Yes, sir, it is. Because that's the big 3. Sack, cause, fumble, and a fumble recovery. That's big. That's a big play.
The perfect 3 for Chris Ward.
That last touchdown ended Scotland's scoring, and the Claymores ended up victors. Let's hear what the main protagonist thought of that game.
Well, Kevin, congratulations. I mean, I'm sure it's really happy for you that you kind of got that sort of result and that win under your belt.
Yeah, that was really key for us to come off on the right foot. And it just took a while to get back in the groove. The guys haven't started the game in a while, and it just took a while. But once we got our groove, got the flow of offense, we were fine.
Now, did your heart sort of flutter when you threw that very first pick?
Yeah. I mean, it was the first game. I mean, I just threw that out of my mind. I don't remember that one. So, we got off on the wrong foot, but, it's what you do the next play. And so we put that behind us, and we got on a roll after that.
Kev, I got to be honest, man, after that initial interception that you threw, I'm like, oh, no. But you know what? I want to tell you, I enjoyed watching you play. You came back, and you showed tremendous poise and confidence in the pocket. A couple times you were setting up in there. You looked so comfortable. I know you felt the pressure coming up the middle, and you know you were going to get rocked after you were going to throw the ball. You threw the ball, and then you got hammered. But you know what? You took your shots, man. And I'm impressed. I enjoyed watching you today.
Thanks a lot. Like I said, it just took a while to get back in that groove of the game and, getting our win back. And so, this is key for our offense. We were kind of struggling during training camp, but we turned it on today. And, I'm really proud of our offensive line. They're real young. A couple guys made their first start ever. And I'm just proud of the result here.
Final score, Amsterdam 9, Scotland 28. Comprehensive victory?
Absolutely. They came out in the second half, the Claymores did, and continued to mix it up offensively. Kevin Daft, a lot of composure. His receivers made some big plays, and they got the ball into Aaron Stecker's hands when they had to. Reminds you a lot of another number 27 Scotland used to have, Saran Stacey. With that kind of offense, they can go a long way, but the key to the game was their defense. It all came from the front 4. Tremendous pressure on Amsterdam throughout the whole game. Those 2 big stands in the first quarter were the key. They stopped Amsterdam, held them to 9 points overall. That's what made the win.
A great start for the Bravehearts, but how will they fare next week against the defending champions, the Frankfurt Galaxy? The best way to find out is to join us on Sky Sports 2 at 6 p.m. this Saturday. Our boys will be entering the cauldron of Vol Stadium for Frankfurt's first home game since becoming champions, so expect there to be fireworks. I hope you're looking forward to that as much as we are. From Mike and myself, it's goodbye from Murrayfield.